Hi everyone, we are Chrysalis, a team of 4 bioengineers developing a smart swaddle system to alleviate the burdens of neonatal abstinence syndrome. The global opioid crisis continues to escalate. One of the most devastating effects is neonatal abstinence syndrome, which describes the withdrawal symptoms that infants of opioid-using mothers experience after birth. There's been a 200% increase in NAS diagnoses from 2010 to 2017, costing the U.S. healthcare system upwards of $563 million each year. The current standard of care is to administer both replacement opioids and non-pharmacologic treatment. But because of the long-term effects of continued opioid exposure on neurodevelopment, nurses favor non-pharmacologic treatment options more. The Eat, Sleep, Console method for NAS severity assessment based on the infant's ability to eat, to sleep, and to be consoled is the current gold standard for promoting non-pharmacologic NAS treatment. And this is because it's been clinically proven to decrease average length of stay for NAS infants by 16.5 days, decrease the percent of infants needing morphine treatment by 84%, and decrease the overall cost of treatment per patient by $34.5 thousand, which is a 78% decrease. However, from our interviews with nurses at Hub and CHOP, it's been extremely difficult to implement ESC because of the lack of parental involvement and ability to implement treatment methods like swaddling and skin-to-skin placement in this patient population, as well as the time-consuming and tedious nature of ESC documentation. Therefore, we found that there is currently no product on the market capable of clinically alleviating neonatal abstinence syndrome without pharmacologic treatment that integrates smoothly into current care workflow.
Our solution is Chrysalis, a comprehensive tool to soothe NAS infant symptoms and simplify the ESC documentation process through a smart swaddle and companion iPhone app. Chrysalis supplements current non-pharmacologic treatments by replacing mother-infant interactions, such as skin-to-skin contact and rocking, through soothing vibrational treatments and a physical swaddle. These vibrational treatments extend infant sleep time and decrease the time it takes to console them, thereby decreasing the need for pharmacologic intervention. The companion iPhone app can remotely start and stop these vibrations, as well as quickly document ESC vitals, reducing a main barrier for the implementation of ESC in hospitals. Our physical swaddle is 25 inches wide with the flaps out and 30 inches long. Our flat and flexible electronic sleeve is 100% waterproof and electrically insulated. Babies can be messy, so we don't want any fluids to get on these electrical components or any of the current from the components to come in contact with the babies. The physical swaddle has buttons down the center to easily get the baby in and out, and a flap on either side that will fold over the infant's chest. The flap on the left has a zipper enclosing the electrical sleeve containing all of the swaddle's electrical components. When the flaps are folded over, they are large enough to cover the infant's entire chest, so you only need the sleeve in one flap. Additionally, the flaps aren't so long as to restrict infant mobility in the hip region. As for the electrical sleeve itself, we have designed a flexible circuit comprising a printed circuit board and e-textiles to minimize bulkiness and maximize comfort. The PCB contains an MKR 1010 Wi-Fi Arduino microcontroller and an H-bridge which controls our 8 vibration motors. In addition to the PCB, we switched from traditional vibration motors to e-textile motors, which are connected to the PCB through conductive thread, allowing them to lay flatter within our sleeve. The sleeve will also be encased in waterproof and electrically insulating vinyl. The next major feature is our 2 vibrational sequences that vibrate for 15 minutes each. The first sequence mimics the maternal heartbeat that infants can hear and feel in utero, and is clinically proven to soothe irritated infants and get them to stop crying. On this graph here, the red represents a maternal heartbeat pattern, while the blue shows our motor output from the Arduino. The T wave of the maternal heartbeat is about 38% as intense as the QRS wave, so we matched the intensity of our vibration motors to follow the same pattern. Our second vibrational sequence is a stochastic resonance pattern. Stochastic resonance is basically random white noise at varying strengths and frequencies. Our 8 vibration motors are divided into 2 groups of 4, so as you can see on this graph, both groups vibrate randomly within a certain range of intensities. This pattern has been proven to lull infants on the verge of waking up back to sleep.
Our smart swaddle system also includes an accompanying iOS app that connects to multiple electric swaddles at once via Wi-Fi. This Wi-Fi connection allows nurses to stay connected to their infants no matter where they are in the hospital. Regarding the iOS app, nurses already use iPhones in their day-to-day workflow, whether that be for receiving notifications or documenting information. So our iOS app will fit seamlessly into the current care workflow and render our smart swaddle system accessible. After seeing the launch page with our Chrysalis logo, we land onto the main page with a list of infants. And when clicking on Infant 1, the nurse can see their key metrics, view previous EAC assessments, and then click onto the vibrational treatment administration page, where you can turn the soothing maternal vibrational treatment on, automatically triggering a timer to document the length of treatment and date and timestamp of treatment. When the treatment is stopped, the timer automatically stops and the nurse may reset the timer if necessary. These capabilities are the same across all infant pages and can control multiple swaddles at once.
Our human factors testing was conducted by surveying nurses and was focused on the practicality and usability of our app design. 89% of nurses found app navigation very straightforward and gave an average score of a 9.3 out of 10 when rating features like timestamp, length of vibrational treatment, and automation of ESC documentation. We also received many encouraging testimonials from nurses.
I really like how the app documents the exact times of everything, because exact times can be really hard to remember when you're doing so many tasks at once.
Calibration between the app and Epic so that care performed is automatically documented would be a serious time saver. The attitude now is if you didn't document it, you didn't do it, even though actually performing the care is what's most important, and sometimes documentation slips through the cracks.
The feedback we received was very positive, which leads us to believe we're ready to move into verification and validation. For our preliminary testing, we'll have parents put the Swaddle on their healthy infants for an established period of time to get feedback on the efficacy of our Swaddle as a standalone and in conjunction with the app. We'll be collecting various data parameters, such as temperament with and without the Swaddle, where parents will give us a ranking from 0 to 10, 10 being a very happy baby, 0 a very unhappy baby, to ensure our Swaddle isn't causing any discomfort. We'll also be collecting consoling time with without the Swaddle, with the goal of a 15% decrease due to vibrational treatment. Finally, we'll be collecting total duration of vibration to get a sense of how the Swaddle actually works on an infant and how often it's used in a 24-hour period. In going to market, our Smart Swaddle system will be the first of its kind to treat NAS without pharmaceuticals while easing ESC documentation and integrating smoothly into current care workflow. There are around 30,000 babies born with NAS annually in the US. We've set $4,000 as our starting go-to-market price, giving us an initial total addressable market of $120 million. Future work could expand our patient population to other infants in the NICU, not just those with neonatal abstinence syndrome, allowing us to target other conditions that would benefit from vibrational stimulation. Taking into account the other infants that could benefit from our device and a reasonable adoption rate, our total addressable market increases to $348 million. Looking even further into the future, conversations with stakeholders suggest that parents would be interested in using Chrysalis on their healthy infants to help with sleeping and soothing, which gives Chrysalis a $1.5 billion market. In our go-to-market plan, our product is targeted to healthcare providers who will be using Chrysalis and hospital administration who are in charge of financials. Our strategy begins with targeting 15 hospitals or clinics in West Virginia, where NAS rates are more than 5 times the national average. Our target hospitals will buy the electronic sleeve and physical swaddles, but will receive 2 years of free app access, after which they will join other users in paying an annual subscription fee. Our team at Chrysalis is passionate about alleviating the burdens that neonatal abstinence syndrome imposes on infants, parents, nurses, and hospitals. We'd like to thank everyone within the Penn community who has helped us develop Chrysalis and the organizations that have graciously acknowledged our work at competitions. Thank you.